Hey everybody, Jonathan here. I've got a question from John Chabriel. Hope I'm saying that right. He wrote in to me on LinkedIn and asked, "My question is for someone starting from scratch in the business of graphic design. What are some tips you would give to find your initial clients?" Great question. So obviously you could do, I shouldn't say obviously, but you could start off doing cold calls. You could just make a list of phone numbers and start calling businesses and say, "Hey, I do graphic design." I assume that's not something you want to do, and if you don't have the right personality for it, it's probably not even going to be that effective. It could be pretty draining. What I find most people are more comfortable doing is what I call optimizing for conversations. Have just lots of conversations with people in your target market. So, how does that work? First, what you do is pick a target market. That could be something like a vertical, like dentists, or it could be a demographic kind of target market, like moms who are pregnant with their first kid, or it could be something like a psychographic angle, like environmentalists. So whatever you pick, it's something you're going to want to pick something that is outwardly obvious to other people, not things like people who are looking for a graphic designer. Like nobody's going to know that. Nobody knows if their brother is looking for a graphic designer, most likely. But they do know if their brother is an environmentalist or if their brother is pregnant with his first child. So once you have picked some kind of target market, preferably one that you have some kind of experience with, who maybe you worked as one of these, or you are one of these, or you've got some kind of insight into the language that they use and the problems that they face. Once you have that, then the second thing to do is make a list of all of your trusted contacts. So this would be family, friends, colleagues, maybe people you've worked with in the past clients, if you have anyone like that. Make a list of those people. And then the third thing you're going to do is contact those people. Now, these are folks who know you and trust you and are going to get right back to you, people who, you're not a stranger, you're not spamming them. You're going to send them a message that says, "Hey, quick question. Do you know anybody in target market? Like, do you know any environmentalists, or do you know anybody who runs a pizza place, or whatever your target audience is?" And then say, I'm researching their space, or I'm researching environmentalists, or I'm researching them, and I'd love to get people's expert opinion if you know anyone. Thanks." So simple as that. Just a really short email, and you're going to get three possible replies. They're going to not get back to you, highly unlikely because it's your trusted contacts, or they're going to get back to you and they're going to say, "No, I don't know anyone," or "I'm not sure, could you tell me a little bit more?" Or they're going to say, "Yes, I do know someone." And at that point, reply to them and say, "Great, would you mind making an email introduction so we could jump on a quick phone call and I could, learn more about what it is that I could learn more about their business." Or it's probably going to be a business. So you want to learn more about their business. I think in your case, if you were selling something direct to consumer, maybe it would be, "I want to learn more about how environmentalists, donate to charity," something like that. But for you, graphic designer, you're probably going to be targeting some kind of a business, and you just want to get on the phone with those people. You're not going to sell to them. You just want to literally ask them about their business. What are the challenges they're facing? If they could wave a magic wand, what would they change about their industry? Is there anything happening in the industry, in the landscape of, the competitive landscape, that they're nervous about or that's coming up? Don't get on the phone call and try and sell them on branding or anything like that. You're interviewing them. You shouldn't even talk that much. Just ask some questions, get some feedback, and start to build empathy with this group of people. And once you do that, you can basically start to read their minds about what sorts of problems they have that you could potentially address with graphic design or branding or design strategy, that sort of thing. So just have conversations with a particular target market to get to know them, and eventually you're going to have a really strong network. In a relatively quick amount of time, you're going to have a very strong network of people in this target market, and you'll be able to come back to them and say, "Hey, you mentioned something when we talked, and is that something that you'd like help with?" And you can take the conversation from there. All right, hope that helps, John. If you, dear listener or dear watcher, have questions for me, just hashtag Ask Jonathan on Twitter or LinkedIn, and I'll get to the question as quick as I can. Thanks.